As this video begins, people engage in and talk about their daily activities.
I have a pretty solid morning routine.
He lifts hand weights.
Getting up early.
He drinks coffee.
I'll do some curls, some squats.
Ready? Let's go.
I grab Alabama here, my partner in crime, and we go for about a mile and a half walk.
Alabama's his guide dog.
Putting on my makeup, I have a moment of independence for myself, and then I go to work.
People use wheelchairs, a white cane, and an adapted steering wheel. Now a man with a salt and pepper beard and glasses speaks to us.
My name is Theo Brady. I became a person with disability after breaking my neck playing high school football. Became paralyzed. I'm the executive director of the National Council on Independent Living.
Forward.
A man with short, light hair walks with his guide dog named Alabama. Now the man speaks to us.
My name is Thomas Foley. I'm the executive director of the National Disability Institute.
A man with a goatee speaks to us. He wears a baseball cap with the letters NFB written in Braille.
My name is Anil Lewis. I'm the executive director of blindness initiatives for the National Federation of the Blind.
Anil walks using a white cane.
My journey as a blind person started in 1989. I was 25 years old. I had been diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. Went to work on Friday, read my computer screen, did the job I was hired to do. Went to work on Monday, and I didn't have enough vision to read my computer screen.
Now a woman in a wheelchair speaks to us. She has long dark hair and brown eyes.
My name's Michelle Lee. I work on the public affairs team here at Cruise, and I lead accessibility. I became disabled after I had a car crash. I was in college, and it was graduation weekend, going to pick up my family from the airport, and lost control of my car and woke up in the hospital.
A montage shows a railroad crossing. Michelle.
1 in 4 people in America identify as having a disability. So much of the built environment in the world is designed by people who have not thought about accessibility.
Anil moves his cane in front of him, scanning his surroundings.
One of the most difficult things I had to do when I lost my sight was to stop driving.
Now Theo.
People without disabilities who call a taxi, drive their own private cars. It's just readily available.
Thomas.
Rideshares and taxis are great, but they don't always meet the needs of people with disabilities. Even for me, somebody who's blind and uses a guide dog, I probably get rejected about 1 out of 3 times.
A montage shows inaccessible modes of public transportation. Theo.
We are discriminated and oppressed in regard to transportation. We want to do everything everybody without disabilities want to do, but we have all of these physical and attitudinal barriers to deal with. And it got to be a better way.
An orange and white self-driving cruise car slowly pulls up in front of Anil, who unlocks it using his mobile phone. Anil.
Now with the advent of the driverless vehicles, that flexibility and freedom is returning in a real way.
Thomas.
It pulled right up. I was able to use the app to beep the horn so I knew exactly where the car was. I could open and close the doors by myself.
Unlock doors.
Anil.
I can hit the unlock door button, and I like that feature because it adds a degree of security that no one can get in the car until I press that button.
Anil enjoys his cruise driverless ride. The steering wheel turns by itself as the cruise car smoothly turns a corner.
Cruise came to us as a community partner, but they've also allowed us to help them in the development of the technology in a real way.
Michelle.
Nothing about us without us. We can't move forward until people who are affected are involved in the solution.
A council meets in person and online.
The Accessibility Council, it's a group of leaders in the disability community who are passionate about accessible transportation.
Theo.
It's been an opportunity to work on an initiative that I believe is going to really change the landscape.
Thomas.
Folks with disabilities know when people are just kind of given disability lip service. They've brought everyone to the table. It's very cross-disability.
A montage shows wheelchair users inspecting cruise vehicles. Anil.
You've got to get people on your team that have a variety of different lived experiences during that development and the design phase.
Being able to access it independently without an attendant.
In a Cruise vehicle, a rider reverses his wheelchair onto a secure clamping dock and then presses an easily reachable button.
Voice-over integration for folks who are blind and low vision.
Your ride is here and will wait for 3 minutes.
Customer support for folks with different disabilities, including deaf and hard of hearing.
Riding in a self-driving Cruise car, Thomas checks the Cruise app.
Arriving soon. We've arrived at your drop-off spot.
This is the stuff that the council is communicating.
Video clips show an accessible self-driving Cruise vehicle being assembled in a modern factory.
Once the accessible Cruise vehicle is out, it's going to unlock so much for folks, so many possibilities, and just change lives.
And one of the hardest things that we have to do is convince people with influence and power. The only thing that we need is for society to change things, to put things in place that allow us to fully participate. I think Cruise is doing that.
We've come a long way for sure, but there's a lot that needs to be done. Imagining a future where the wheelchair accessible Cruise car comes and takes me where I want to go is the dream come true.
Michelle rides her wheelchair up an extended accessibility ramp and into a self-driving Cruise vehicle's spacious passenger compartment.
I'm gonna get emotional because it's something that I've dreamed about.
Michelle smiles, sitting in the accessible Cruise. Logos: NFB, National Federation of the Blind; NDI, National Disability Institute; NCIL, National Council on Independent Living; and Cruise. Text getcruise.com/accessibility.